Good morning, students. Yes, in last lecture we have discussed about hospital pharmacy. This department or services is an integral part of any hospital. There is a variation in size or the facilities provided by the hospital pharmaceutical services depending upon the all the facilities or aspects related to the sophistication, the size of the hospital which are there, and due to its importance, the pharmacist itself has become the important pillar in the healthcare team. Then we have also seen the definition of hospital pharmacy and what are the different things done by the pharmaceutical services. Okay, starting from purchasing, management, and record keeping, everything are to be done by the hospital pharmacist that we have seen. Then we have started to discuss about the uh, organizational structure of the hospital pharmacy. Okay, uh, every hospital should be properly organized, and whatever work it is necessary to be done, it should be distributed as per the authority, as per the responsibility which were given to the all personnel who are been appointed over there. Okay, as per this department, uh, what we have seen that it requires a professionally competent and legally qualified registered pharmacist who should be having a degree in pharmacy, and who is generally appointed as a head of that particular pharmacy department, whose training is under the standards which are established by Pharmacy Council of India, and generally the director of this hospital pharmacy services is responsible for overall administrative activities like development, supervision, and coordination of all the things which are there in that particular hospital pharmacy department. What you can say, it is the integral part or inseparable part of the general services of any hospital. And as we know that hospital is a complex organization, okay, hospital pharmaceutical services are also having many things to be done, hence it is to be necessary to be divided in number of sub departments depending on or based on the general services of the hospitals. It is administered as per the policies and procedures which has been decided or framed by the administrators of the hospital. It is important, the organizational structure of the pharmacy department is to be defined by the services offered by the pharmacy department and the type of hospital. Hence, the intention of minimum standard is generally set forth for what? To assure the establishment of fundamental infrastructure. Now, unless otherwise your department is having a proper standard maintained, okay, uh, you won't be able to give the infrastructure, the facilities needed, which are called as basic or fundamental infrastructure. You have to set up a standard. Okay, and if you are having this, what will happen? It will enable the pharmacist to operate with sufficient freedom where pharmacist has been appointed there. Okay, he will be, if he is having all the facilities with him, okay, all the infrastructure or the material which is equipments needed in that pharmacy department, it will be coming it will be coming the free hand to work in the hospital. Okay, further it will assist to fulfill the demand of adequate pharmacy services. Ultimately, this is possible because unless otherwise any person is given with all the facilities, he won't be able to provide the proper supply means here the services, the patient care here. If it is properly given to that person, he will be able to deliver it in a proper manner. Next, the figure what you are observing over here, it is a suggested pattern of the setup of hospital pharmacy. Now in this organizational structure, there should be some sort of a division, some sort of a separation of the personnel who are appointed in that hospital. First, if we'll see at the top, the director, or who is also called as dean or medical superintendent of hospitals, we know. Under that important person is the director of pharmaceutical services, who should be generally M.Pharm in pharmacology, which is there. Then under him there is a pharmacy in charge. Below that pharmacy in charge, there is a dispensing and distribution of drug is to be done. For that you are needing assistant director, okay, who is responsible for all the drug dispensing activities and distribution activities for both indoor as well as outdoor patients, where you require a B farm along with a D farm as a junior pharmacist. Then manufacturing department is also there in the hospital pharmacy, who is having the person qualified in post graduation M.Pharm with specialization of pharmaceutical technology, or nowadays what we know, pharmaceutics. Okay, the next department is quality control department, where the M.Pharm with pharmaceutical analytical chemistry, or even now we know quality assurance, or QC or QA, now depending upon the uh, development. Nowadays the subject has been changed, and you have to appoint such people over here, along with sometimes you need a B farm personnel who has been trained in microbiology, that is particularly testing of pyrogens. Next department is drug monitoring services and drug information services. For that you need a M.Pharm in pharmacology importantly, and then medical record and miscellaneous duties many are there. For that you need B farm or T farm personnel. So that is how short uh, setup, okay, for hospital pharmacy. Further, mm, there is another proposed organizational chart of hospital pharmacies there. Okay, again it is from depends upon hospital to hospital, so this is another one what I have taken over here. Similar there, uh, the pharmaceutical services were having the important person, that is the director. Under him there are two assistant director, drug distribution and quality control, and then manager for central supply, which is there. Under the drug distribution you are having pharmacist and pharmacy technician and the other helpers which are there. Now the pharmacist, generally one pharmacist is required in each ward, while the technicians are there. It is said that two were required in each ward. So collectively, what sort of work is done by these pharmacists and pharmacy technicians or other helpers which are there? Okay, what they are doing? They are helping or doing the work of inpatient services, outpatient services, drug information, drug manufacturing, whatever dosing are there, and dispensing and distribution, purchasing or procurement of drug, patient counseling, clinical pharmacy, and all oriented services which are there. Then they are also auditing the prescriptions and drug utilization review. So these are some of the many functions mentioned over here. Okay, actually there are many that we'll be discussing in our next point. Before that, another topic as per the syllabus is the location of hospital pharmacy. Now when we say location, okay, generally in earlier days, in past, the when the hospitals were designed, okay, when they are designed means when the buildings were prepared, okay, or built, the location of pharmacy department was not given a proper thought by the hospital administrators. They are not considering why it is important one. Then many pharmacists were so placed that it would be difficult to provide a professional service or operate efficiently. It is important to have a properly designed department or hospital pharmacy, because if you want to give or render a professional service to the patient, okay, effectively, you have a proper design of it. Hence it is essential to seek the advice of a consultant and can say experienced pharmacist who has having knowledge of planning the stage or whatever layout, okay, of uh, your pharmacy department. Ideally the pharmacy should be located on the ground floor. See, first of all, if it is a whatever type of hospital, okay, multi-story or any floor, if it is having even two floor, okay, it is important that it should be located at ground floor. For what? Easy access to the patient. It is important patients should be easily able to reach the pharmacy department to purchase or to fulfill their prescriptions, okay, and they will be easily receiving the medicines which are stored in the hospital department or hospital pharmacy department. If definitely you might have went to many hospitals. Generally the bigger hospitals, they are having the location of pharmacy departments at the entry or at the very easy place where you can move and get the medicaments. See again here in detail, if the hospital is multi-story building, the pharmacy, especially the dispensing unit which are for outpatient department, should be located at the ground floor. Then it should be easily accessible to all the clinics because in hospital there are many clinics, many departments which are there, okay, who are needing the medicaments or many other things which are kept in the pharmacy. So hence what it is there, they should be mm, close to the natural exist again. If the outpatient which are there, outpatient services means who the patients who are not getting admitted in the hospital, okay, after getting the prescriptions written from the doctors or physicians, when they are going to the exist, okay, to go outside the hospital, so at that point or that place, the hospital should be hospital pharmacy department should be uh, placed, okay, or built up. The various sub departments of the pharmacy, like manufacturing, pre-packaging, stores, inpatient pharmacy, all should be uh, build up in a continuous manner if possible, because you have to make a proper flow of all the works which are done in the department, and it will become proper easy for uh, the pharmacist or the technicians who are working in the pharmacy. If these functions are separated, they may be in direct vertical relationship. Now, there are chances in many hospital, depending upon again sizes or facilities. There, these what I just told, the manufacturing, pre-packaging, store, and inpatient pharmacy, they are separated. Okay, there are chance they are needed to be separated, and in that condition they should be in vertical relationship, means direct vertical. It should be not having too much distance in between all these sub departments which are there. Further, the pharmacy department should not be so deep in the interior of the hospital. Again, important thing, okay, you should not build your department in uh, interior of the hospital, so that the inpatients are disturbed by the flow of outpatients who are visiting the pharmacy department to fill their prescriptions. Again, another reason for this, why, because when the pharmacy is built in place, at a place where the all the patients, definitely inpatient as well as outpatients, were going there, but the wards where the inpatients are admitted, so they may get disturbed by the flow of outpatients reaching to the pharmacy department, okay, because it is not a good thing for a hospital if they are providing proper services. Then the facilities. Now facilities means what we can say, the personnel, sorry, the in when you are separating the layout or having a proper uh, diagram of what is called as chart of hospital pattern, okay, you have to divide it in a proper way. You should have the inclusion of all the things which are needed for the efficient running of the pharmacy department. So generally it is the responsibility of the hospital administrator to provide all the needed infrastructure, which is called as facilities, to this hospital pharmacy department for efficient or smooth running or smooth functioning of the hospital. The following professional and administrative facilities shall be provided for the pharmacy department, like A. Adequate floor space for all pharmaceutical operations with proper electrification and ventilation. Floor space means the area, okay, the dimensions of the department, sub departments which are necessary, which are at what are called as minimum areas for conducting all the pharmaceutical operations. Plus there should be proper electrification means there are many equipments, there are many apparatus were kept in the hospital pharmacy department. At that for their running you need proper electrification, okay. Plus ventilation is also important because there are chemicals used, okay. You have to have this facility in that particular department. Then another thing, you have to design with the availability of waiting area, because simultaneously many patients may arrive at your pharmacy department, so you have to make uh, space for allowing them to stand or wait, okay, unless otherwise their turn is there. Next, office or administrative area, okay, where the director of that pharmacy department is sitting, okay, or the head where he is having its chair. Next, excuse me, there should be sufficient storage area. Okay, now storage, because there are uh, many things, all medicaments and other things which are kept, and there should be proper area, okay, sufficient. It should be along with proper storage conditions which are there, which are important for all the medicaments, okay. Then you have conditions like sanitation, temperature, proper light, proper ventilation, proper separation or segregation, okay. You have to keep in a proper manner, okay. Then if you are having that a sufficient area, like if you have visited any pharmacy, the medicines were kept or separated as per the alphabets, generally alphabetical manner of the title of the drugs or brand names. So they should have proper number of cupboards or shelves to keep them. Similarly, it is there. Then all equipments necessary for manufacturing, compounding, dispensing and storage of all these pharma preparations which are there, okay, you should have the availability of necessary equipments which are needed, it is must. Then proper storage space for narcotics and some dangerous drugs, okay. We know on narcotics, the category of medicaments, they should be kept in a separate shelf or cupboard, along with some dangerous drugs are there, okay. They are, again, should be kept separately, and they should have lock and key facilities, okay. Then a separate store for alcohol and methylated spirits, okay. Again, you should have their separate area. Then many other things are there, like refrigerators, okay, fridge, what we are called as, yeah. Or you may have a separate cold room, because in bigger hospital pharmacy departments, they are sometimes they are having a separate cold room. then sterile product room, okay, manufacturing area, bulk compounding room, pre-packaging room, allergenic product laboratory, research laboratory, library. You also need library for referencing several time, okay. You need to have some books available in your pharmaceutical department, okay. Then filing equipments, because it is the you need to keep the bills, okay, the prescription, sometimes the copies of prescriptions, the bills with you, okay. For that you need files and other things. Then just I told, reference books, journals are there. Then bookkeeping supplies and relative materials for proper administration. So there are many such minor things are to be considered, which are called as facilities to be available uh, at the pharmacy department, okay. So depending upon that, there is a uh, plan for general hospitals. If it is a small level, which is called as a basic hospital pharmacy sub departmental plan, okay. It is for small hospital. See what you can see in this plan. As per this plan, okay, there should be separate departments, even though it is a small hospital, but uh, department you can have a separation of the area at least, okay, in the small space. Like see, first parenteral solution preparation area, then aseptic room, then drug storage area should be different, then alcohol narcotic vault which is there, manufacturing area should be there, office administrative area should be different, should have separated chair, desk, filing cabinet, drawer table, which are there definitely. Then compounding and dispensing area, outpatient waiting room, inpatient dispensing area. So generally if we see the flow, okay, means here from the patients were having the consult or contact with the pharmacy department, okay, outpatient as well as what it is called as yeah, inpatient. So depending upon that, there is a this sort of flow which is there, okay. The parental solution should be kept as far as possible uh, in deeper or inside the that department. Next, if we say about planning or layout of hospital pharmacy department for hospital with bigger size, which is called as here the example is of 30 100 square feet, okay, area, and hospital of 300 beds capacity. So this is how a layout is there, okay. Starting from this specific area, we'll say a waiting room, okay, where the outpatient department is there. Then just near to that, what you are having the shelves required for emergency drugs, then pharmacy stores, so whichever uh, area where you can see the storage is there, this whole area is a storage, okay. Then cold storage, refrigerator which is there, okay. Or again in that similar area you can have the narcotic control and security. Then for the drug information area which is there, okay, you should have the direction from both. Then here the counter is there for the uh, hospital pharmacy department, okay. Then here is a pharmacist room which is there. Then a restricted entry where you cannot means other patients cannot enter. Okay, where they are having the pharmacy office. Inpatient department is there near to this. Then laminar flow importantly for the sterile product manufacturing. This is the must thing. Okay, so this is a short preview or layout or plan of a hospital pharmacy department. So likewise there might be various layouts. Okay, you can search on internet, you will find many such layouts. This is an ideal sort of layout, okay, for bigger hospital. Okay, about the staff requirement and other things we'll be discussing in our next lecture. Thank you, take care.